A couple of very important things have gone down or are going down depending on when you're watching this video. So as of this point, the inflation numbers are not yet available, but I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to be able to post this video, and maybe the inflation numbers have already been published at that point. To give you guys a little bit of insight, let's get you ready for today's CPI update, basically talking about inflation over in the US. I've called out before why I think it's so important. It's usually very volatile for the markets, but also I'm expecting the inflation this time around to be lower than 8.1. Then again, what can we know, right? It's all expectations based on and upon what other big analysts are saying. This one is pretty simple. Consensus is a softening in inflation. If that's wrong, is market rally was misguided, otherwise all good. This is I generally speaking agree with. So a CPI between 7.9 and 8.1 is market is right. A CPI above 8.1 is bearish. A CPI above our previous inflation number at 8.5 is very bearish. The 8.1 is the expectation. And a CPI between 7.9 or I guess less is very bullish. And this is honestly what we're thinking it's going to be. Either just below 7.9 or between 7.9 and 8.1, which is the expected value. And I think I might just post this video before the numbers come out just to quickly get my personal prediction out there. But you guys understand, right? Things are, at least at this point, looking quite bullish as the expectation is along those lines. Today, the crypto market is actually in a nice little plus. You know, Bitcoin is going up. I saw a couple of other coins like Solana up about 6% or so. Polygon was doing good. A lot of different cryptos were moving quite nicely. But one of the cryptos that was literally outperforming every single crypto out there was HBAR. HBAR right now is up about 8.5%. And if you're wondering why that is the case, well, I've already explained it to you guys on Twitter, but damn, they just got listed over on Coinbase officially. And here's one thing that I should explain to y'all. Whenever Coinbase says, we're going to start listing this crypto or this asset soon in the near future, yada, 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 usually it's a smart idea to buy. Not financial advice. I'm just saying logically and historically, it's very smart to buy assets that Coinbase says they will list at some point, because the moment that they do get listed on there, usually there's at least like a 20% pump. This 8 to 10% pump that HBAR witnessed is actually one of the lower ones we've witnessed thus far. Now, Coinbase said this over on their Twitter page. Coinbase will add support for Hedera HBAR on the Hedera network. Do not send this asset over other networks or your funds may be lost. Inbound transfers for this asset are available on Coinbase and Coinbase Exchange in the regions where trading is supported. Let me quickly know in the comments down below if you're an HBAR holder, yes or no. Trading will begin on or after 9 a.m. PT on September 13, 2022, if liquidity conditions are met. Once sufficient supply of this asset is established, trading on our HBAR USD and HBAR to USDT pair trading pairs will launch in phases. Support for HBAR may be restricted in some supported jurisdictions. So, one of the questions that a lot of people are asking is this Coinbase or their employees actually buying this as insiders basically beforehand? I kind of wonder about that. I don't have the insights for you guys. I don't have the actual answer for you guys at this point. But it's something to indeed wonder about. But more importantly, or more interestingly, what does this mean for their stance on HBAR as to being a security? If you start thinking about it, right? I personally don't think most cryptos are securities, but Coinbase did take XRP off. Now, I don't want to take away some credit for HBAR for getting listed on the platform. Very nice achievement. I'm very bullish, and I'm enjoying the gains that we're witnessing on HBAR right now. But it is a very good question as to what they think of crypto in general and how their process has changed for, oh, this is security and this is not. Murph, I don't agree with him, but he says, if Coinbase doesn't list securities and HBAR is getting listed, then Coinbase thinks no cryptocurrencies are securities. And obviously this is too quick around the corner because I don't personally think HBAR is a security either. But with HBAR, there's a lot of arguments to be made as well in the same sense with Ripple and whatnot. So I wonder exactly why they said, no, HBAR, that's fine, XRP, that's not fine, or more so why they're so progressive towards trying things out and then resulting up or ending up being wrong. You guys understand, right? With their whole insider trading lawsuit, 9 different crypto assets that they had on there are already faulted for being security offerings. I do wonder then exactly if they already got charged basically, not directly yet, but charged basically for the handling in those securities, why they think of adding more cryptos. Does that then mean they've gone after like 3 additional layers of like legacy, how do you say it? Like looking through all the different details and then eventually concluded HBAR is fine? Or what exactly happened at that point? It's hard for me to understand exactly what their thought process was or what they've discussed with the SEC to get to this point. A couple of different parts over on, I guess, the crypto market. One thing I saw was that the active Bitcoin addresses hit the highest level in 3 months. Just some bullish news I wanted to quickly share with you guys. People are getting excited most likely for this merge, and most likely because the crypto market is just recovering a little bit. Obviously, we talked before about how Bitcoin's price is moving right now. This is actually the dominance right here. We talked about how Bitcoin's price is moving right now. It's gone past a lot of barriers. It's actually catching up to the weekly moving average. Again, the 200 weekly moving average. That's where we're getting back to as of this point. Ethereum obviously got itself a little rejection at our supply zone for Ethereum right here. Basically a zone where there's a lot of resistance. You can see here we already expected this upfront to happen. It came back down slightly before, I guess, chopping right back in, which is interesting to watch. And again, guys, for Bitcoin, most important, let's see if I have them still, are the 21.7. I don't have them open anymore. Yeah, here we go. 21.7. 20,000 and I believe about 17.7 or 17.7 thousand all levels. These are most important for Bitcoin. These are the ones I watch all the time. Right now we've gotten above a lot of those, and we've actually gotten above a longer lasting trend line as well. This one does not last. You might even be able to argue that this is also a lasting trend line depending on how we close the next week off. Obviously it's only Tuesday, we have a little bit of room to go, but things are looking quite bullish for Bitcoin as of this point. But let's go on. I have a couple of pieces over on Terra. Terra Wallet, Terra Station updates interface to include LUNC burn rate. Apparently, they are explaining to you exactly how much you're burning. This is, again, another bullish factor for Terra, even though I'm not a big fan of it, as you guys probably know. Luna Classic is still something I hold for the memes, and I guess it's also interesting to see how a community can still get such a huge amount of excitement for a project, albeit pretty much dead. And I guess it makes me think about coins like Shiba Inu or so, which are getting a lot of excitement nowadays as well. But I'll talk about Shiba Inu in a different video. A couple other pieces. South Korean prosecutors start new investigation into Terra Luna. South Korea prosecutor team has started a new investigation and review on Terra tokens to categorize them under securities, apparently over in South Korea, which is going to be interesting. It's a discussion, I guess, or it's a little bit of a insight, I guess. We'll have to see how that comes out. And we have this Zurich University professor of economics says Bitcoin doesn't solve a single problem. And I think it's always interesting to just take a look at what they're saying and take a look at face value of whether or not what they're saying makes logical sense to all of us. What problem does Bitcoin solve? You could easily say the double spend problem, purely in the sake of can it do it? Yes, it has fixed that problem. But more importantly, I would say it's the problem of being able to transact your money without a central government having any control over it. You might say, well, but cash, because anything with a bank card, you know, with central banks always have anything to do with that, and the government as well. Cash, it's issued by the central bank, so that's officially connected as well. This crypto, for as far as we know, is not connected to them. They don't really have too much control over it, and they can't seize it from you because, well, if you just memorize, theoretically speaking, your seed phrase, you can always use it to spend your money. And they can't do anything to take this out of your head because the money is basically locked up inside your brain at that point. Which is interesting. There's no way around this earth that they can actually grab that money from if you don't say or spit your words out, you know? So if you really say, I don't know, well, they have to accept it at face value because maybe you do not know. And they can look through your entire house, they can look through every single piece of items that you have, but still you might have freaking $10 billion in your head locked up. That is just crazy to start thinking about that. However, that was it for today's little quick crypto update. Just a couple of things I needed to cover. That was it for right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.